What if the stories we've always been told were never meant to be taken as fantasy? What if mythology was not imagination, but encryption across every civilization on Earth, separated by oceans, continents, and thousands of years? Humans told eerily similar stories. Stories of world-ending floods, stories of gods descending from the sky in blazing chariots, stories of impossible structures built by beings who seem to command forces beyond nature itself. For centuries, we dismissed these accounts as symbolic, poetic, or primitive attempts to explain a chaotic world. But what if that assumption is wrong? What if these ancient myths are not metaphors at all, but distorted memories of a technological past so advanced that later generations could only describe it as divine? This is the possibility we are about to explore. Not aliens as science fiction imagines them, not magic in the fairy tale sense, but something far more unsettling. The idea that humanity may have once reached extraordinary levels of engineering and scientific mastery, and then lost it. And the only traces left behind are encoded in our oldest stories. Let's begin with a question most historians avoid. Why do flood myths exist everywhere? From Noah in the Bible, to Manu in ancient India, to Deucalion in Greece, to flood legends among the Sumerians, the Maya, and countless indigenous cultures, civilizations that never met somehow describe the same catastrophe. The standard explanation is coincidence or shared fear of nature. But consider this instead. What if these stories describe not divine punishment, but a planetary-scale disaster that required advanced preparation, prediction, and survival engineering? To survive a global flood is not merely a matter of faith. It is a matter of technology, massive water displacement, structural resilience, long-term food preservation, precise knowledge of climate cycles. Even today, with satellites and supercomputers, humanity struggles to predict extreme events accurately. Yet these myths describe survival with remarkable specificity. Enclosed vessels, sealed environments, genetic preservation of life, long-duration isolation. These are not primitive ideas. They are engineering concepts. Now consider the possibility that ancient civilizations did not merely experience these disasters, but attempted to control them. Ancient texts speak of gods who held back the waters, who commanded the storms, who opened the windows of the heavens. To modern ears, this sounds symbolic, but to an engineer, it sounds like environmental manipulation, atmospheric intervention, water management on a massive scale, technologies capable of influencing climate systems, technologies we are only now beginning to theorize ourselves. If such systems existed, and if they failed or were abandoned, what would remain? Stories. Next, look upward. Across ancient cultures, the sky was not just a realm of gods. It was a place of movement. Flying chariots, flaming wheels, vehicles that descended, hovered, and ascended with thunderous force. In ancient India, the Vimanas were described as aerial craft with metal bodies, capable of vertical takeoff, rapid acceleration, and long-distance travel. In the book of Ezekiel, a prophet describes a machine so complex that modern engineers still debate its mechanics, rotating wheels within wheels, radiant energy, controlled motion. In Mesoamerican art, gods arrive from the heavens in vessels that look suspiciously mechanical rather than spiritual. We are told these are visions. But what if they are observations? A technologically primitive society witnessing advanced flight would not describe engines, propulsion systems, or gravity manipulation. They would describe fire, sound, light, and divine presence. To someone without scientific language, technology becomes theology. Now ask yourself this: if advanced flight existed in the distant past, why would it disappear? The answer may lie in collapse. Civilizations rise, peak, and fall. Infrastructure decays. Knowledge becomes fragmented. Specialists die. Languages vanish. A society does not need to be annihilated to lose its technology. It only needs to lose continuity. And once technology is gone, memory turns into myth. Now consider the structures that still stand. The pyramids of Egypt, Baalbek's impossibly massive stone blocks. Göbekli Tepe, built before agriculture according to mainstream timelines. These sites are officially explained using human labor, simple tools, and lost techniques, but explanation is not the same as understanding. Some stones weigh hundreds of tons. They are cut with precision that challenges even modern equipment. They are positioned with astronomical accuracy. Ancient myths do not claim humans built these alone. They say the gods did, or giants, or beings who knew the secrets of the earth. What if those gods were engineers? What if acoustic resonance, focused energy, or forgotten mechanical principles were used? Methods so advanced they appeared supernatural to later cultures? Even today, we do not fully understand how sound can manipulate matter, how vibration affects gravity, or how energy can be precisely directed without physical contact. Is it impossible that a previous civilization explored these principles far earlier than we did? Or is it simply uncomfortable? Because accepting this possibility forces us to confront something disturbing. Progress may not be linear. We like to believe history moves upward, from ignorance to enlightenment. But what if history is cyclical? What if humanity has risen before and fallen before? If advanced technologies once existed and were lost, then our current civilization is not unique. It is merely the latest iteration. And perhaps that is the real warning hidden in these myths. Not stories of gods, but stories of forgetting. If ancient technologies once reshaped the planet, controlling water, energy, and the sky, then rediscovering them could redefine our future. Climate change, energy scarcity, resource collapse. The solutions we search for may already exist, buried beneath poetry, symbolism, and legend. This does not mean we should abandon science. It means we should expand our curiosity. Instead of asking, "Is this myth true?" we should ask, "What knowledge could this myth be preserving?" Because sometimes, when a civilization loses its science, it keeps its memory, encoded, disguised, waiting. Perhaps our ancestors were not warning us about gods. Perhaps they were warning us about ourselves. And the question we must now face is not whether these forgotten technologies existed, but whether we are ready to understand them before we repeat the same collapse that turned science into myth in the first place.